The fundamental elements of Toyota's Aygo may not be unique, but the way they've been packaged certainly is. In second generation form, this little city car gained a bit more personality and attitude, an evolution built upon by this usefully revised version. It's more flexible to drive, more media savvy, and more Aygo.
As ever, the Aygo features a 1-litre 3-cylinder VVT-i petrol engine, although Toyota's keen to tell us that this unit's been extensively overhauled as part of the switch to Euro 6.2 specification. Lots of tinkering has gone into improving mid-range pulling power, which means you won't have to change down quite as often if you're darting for a sudden gap in traffic. Plus, pulling away in first and second gear is now slightly easier. Efficiency is better too, despite the switch to the more stringent WLTP official stats recording process. This Toyota is just as clean and frugal as it was before. A manual version can manage 68.9 mpg on the combined cycle and 93 grams per kilometre of CO2, and the alternative X-Shift robotised manual variant gets pretty close to those figures too. This showing makes this car about 20% cheaper to run than most of its rivals, and that's something that's helped hugely by the fact that this car is so much lighter than most of them. Of course, you can't have everything. The extra torque I just mentioned is welcome, but the normally aspirated power plant still doesn't develop very much of it. Peak power isn't developed until you thrash the thing all the way up to 4,400 RPM. So the little engine certainly makes its presence felt if, say, you're accelerating up a motorway slip road or cruising at the legal limit, at which point, unlike some modern city cars, this Aygo is well out of its comfort zone. On the plus side, that lightweight makes this Aygo feel light and chuckable through the bends, and of course in town it feels right in its comfort zone with light steering, a tight turning circle and great all-round visibility aided on most models by a standard reversing camera. For extra urban peace of mind, we'd recommend that you pay the small amount extra for the autonomous braking that comes with the Toyota Safety Sense Pack too. There are lots of very capable city cars on the market, but not many that are visually distinct enough to stick in your mind. Now, rather cleverly, this Aygo focuses on exactly that approach. Hence the hefty dose of attitude that features here at the front end. Its upper section is emphasised by the LED daytime running light framing of the restyled headlamp clusters, the lower section of the X frames the front grille, and extra opportunities for personalisation are provided by the way that it's possible to colour code the spoiler lip and these triangular patches just beneath the headlamps. The silhouette's exact look and feel differs quite a lot between the rare 3-door variant and the 5-door model that we have here today, which extends its window graphic into the tail lamps and gives an impression of extra length. Fewer changes feature once you get inside. The circular instrument binnacle features fresh colouring and a 3-dimensional turbine-style design. There's also body-coloured matching of these side air vents and some fresh upholstery trims. The main change kicks in towards the top of the range though, if you can stretch to a variant like this one, which upgrades the 7-inch X-Touch centre dash infotainment colour touchscreen to display audio status. That means it'll be kitted out with voice control and Apple CarPlay, Android Auto smartphone mirroring. So, time to check out the rear seat. Adults will find their knees brushing the front seat backs and their heads very close to the ceiling. But then just how often do adults travel in the back of a city car like this? Let's finish with a look at the boot. Once you get your stuff in, you quickly realise the need to pack fairly light. There's just 168 litres of space on offer. And in summary, well, Toyota's customer research reveals that the way that a city car looks is the most important factor in influencing people to buy it. To be frank though, the market's known that for some time, so it's surprising that more brands in this segment haven't taken this reality more to heart in designing interesting and visually expressive contenders in this class. Now, Toyota has, and that's why this Aygo, the sector's 3rd bestseller, regularly racks up more sales and apparently more complete entrants in the segment. It's all about getting your priorities right, and this car seems to have managed to do just that.